missing impact by a hair. Just as she hit, the boy's head bounced onto the pilled cotton of her bodice rather than smashing into the rock. It was a thing of magic that she'd made it in time. They were caught then. The boy's minder yanked them back onto the beach and told them in stern tones to never do that again. Then the old woman hauled the boy away without a goodbye, leaving the girls on the sand. As they turned for home, the little raven-haired girl stumbled, the shock wearing off and the pain beginning. It radiated up her back, around her ribcage to the front of her dress. She couldn't catch her breath, each inhale stopping short. The little blonde said she'd walk her friend home, but by the time they made it to the sea lane, the raven-headed girl couldn't stand, all her weight on the blonde's shoulders. "Oh, Evie," the girl's mother said, as if she'd seen it all. Immediately, she sent her husband for her bottles, her inks. Not that one, this one. She laid the girl in her bed and lit a fire with a snap of her fingers, and tried every healing spell she knew. It only took seconds to know none of them would work. The girl's breath withered until it was almost nothing at all. The mother wept, wishing for her sister, the strongest witch, healer of kings, reviving those in power who turn a blind eye to magic when their lives depend on it, but banish it when it doesn't. She was the reason the physician might come at all, though he would be too late, as would Hansa, a day away, healing yet another noble. The girl's father pressed his hand into his wife's shoulder and wiped away her tears. Then he squeezed his daughter's hand, already growing cold, her circulation failing. "I'll go fetch the minister." "Not yet," the mother said, determination ringing in her voice. The girl's mother stood at the edge of the bed, her shoulders now pinned straight, her voice calm and direct. "There is one more spell I can try." With gentle fingers, she painted octopus ink across the little girl's cheeks, down her neck, and across her chest. Then her mother laid her hands gently over the girl's chest. "Don't you worry, Evie." The words she said next were old and dark, and the little girl didn't understand them. They made her blood crackle like the fire across the room, stole the air from the cottage, made her mother shake violently as she held her hands to her daughter's skin. The little girl couldn't do anything but watch her mother, her veins singing. Soon, her mother's palms on her skin became more than damp. They began to burn. And then the pain stopped. Air rushed into the little girl's lungs, and her chest rose. She exhaled, long and deep. At that, the girl's mother smiled, just before her own body began to seize, her eyes rolling back in her head. It was too much. The mother's chest compressed, a long breath pushing out, but no inhale following. "Greta! Greta!" The girl's father placed his hands on his wife's face, his palms burning and flying away, suddenly red. The prickle in the little girl's blood spiked with fear. She struggled to pull herself to sit, her mother's hands sliding away as her form slumped over and her pale cheeks smashed into the bedsheet. The little girl didn't hesitate, reaching for her mother's potions. She turned her mother's head to face upward before smearing ink across those pale cheeks, her little fingers blistering with the touch. Her own skin was pink and warm and full of life as her mother's skin turned as white as snow, as hot as ash. The girl was smart, though. She'd watched her mother enough. She knew how these spells worked. Magic was barter, the right words, actions, potions for the right result. She put her hands on her mother's face and began repeating those strange words. Words of life. "Evelyn, no!" Her father didn't move, just screamed, fear freezing him to his spot at the foot of the bed. But the little girl had fumbled her way through the words enough that her own skin began to grow hot. The pain returned, her breath became shallow. Then her mother's eyes flew open, showing beautiful hazel instead of the whites. It was working. Her father looked from his wife to his daughter.